Minor reflections on life. Creation. It is God's nature, infinite power, His wisdom, lovingness, generosity, beauty, and goodness. Creation is real, true, good, and beautiful. Christ is glory of God. The world is made for Him. God's self giving and sharing love is the motive of creation. It was not necessary for God to create, but it is the nature of God. Creation and evolution, you need to have a correct scientific reality and not only spiritual reality. It is a natural hierarchy. There's progressive six-day creation. There's providence of God. The cause of nature all come from God and go back to God. There is a natural and a supernatural life. For God uses the natural means to glorify, exalt, and work in the creation in the supernatural way. Grace perfects nature. There is one sovereign God, and man is a lower lower than the spirits, but the higher than the animals. Angels are messengers and guardians. They are Christocentric. There are demons, fallen angels who rebelled against God. And sometimes we are tempted to follow these and have selfish instincts and evil signals. The spirit, the mind, and the will are like the angels. The next level is the senses and the feelings, which are like animals. Then we have the organic life, which is the plants. And then we have the physical reality, which is the chemicals. The physical world and the moral world and the evil world. Why is there the mystery of evil in this world? It is a real thing because man disobeyed and evil came into the world. It was out of free choice. There is cure for evil, that is the death of Christ. God does not cause evil. He respects our freedom of creativity. It is mysterious how good can come out of something that is evil. That is the mystery of the cross. You cannot solve the problem of evil by your actions, by your thoughts, by pain, or by sin. You can test your faith. All is ordained by God for love, and God only knows His objective. Evil can take the form of sin in a soul, that is mortal sin, or suffering and disease in the body. There are two virtues which are gained in the presence of suffering, that is courage and charity. Courage to bear your suffering and charity to relieve others of sufferings. What is the will of God? Listen and accept it in all the situations of your life. Have true generosity towards God. Balance emotions in prayer. Be aware of your changing feelings. If you have too much scruples, then let go of them. Let go of stress, friction, negative emotional peaks, other people's ways which are disturbing you, and enjoy the beauty of God's presence. Have a recollected mind, a quiet feeling heart. Continuous extreme emotional and spiritual health is not good for the soul. Inhibition, false, and denying the feelings can lead to inadequacy and being in control. Lean on the other and appear in your weakness. Let go of your ego in self worth. Spirituality is more important than your own self independence. Let go. Be inspired in prayer. Do not run after spiritual consolations and delights. For love God without feeling, words, thoughts, gestures. Love more and think less. Relaxation by focusing. God is not a concept. Seek aloneness to be with God. There is no self sufficiency but build trust in others. Interdependence connects people together with God. There is no control in spiritual life. There is no hastiness but tenderness, sureness. Pay attention to trivial things. Listen and be there for others, for Christ is present in all. Sound emotions are required for sound prayer life. If you lose all your roles and duties, then who are you? Honesty, respect, genuine laughter, courtesy, resolve your anger, listen to admonition, look at the dark side of the people, but do not allow that to dominate you. Resolve your complaints of the whole day. Say prayer for your enemies. See the beauty of creation and life has wonder, reverence, and integrity. God is goodness. There is no fear, but love. God loved when no motive of self gratification, sacrifice, and security. There is real intimacy of friendship, feelings and opinions respected and forgiven. Goodness admired, caring, happiness, freedom to be vulnerable, open trust, and being yourself. There is no pretense when you're feeling at home with yourself. There is true contentment, not in the talk, but being in the company, the quiet, loving acceptance, understanding felt in silent communication as well as listening. Negative self interest, give up and be open to the Holy Spirit. Prayer, service, loving is essential for the being. Discipline in prayer life, trust, silence, presence of God. See beyond the external touch and feel the God within. Do your best. Love God more, even in your confusion. What are the virtues, graces, and failings? No one knows, just once. Everyone does it. Do not give excuses. Love is not making big plans but unexpected thinking of you, making time for you, having your concerns, your needs in mind, sharing with you. Service is not for your own happiness. Do not be self indulgent, egocentric, but introspect. What can I do for the other? How can the other be a part of myself? Little of the personal examine in prayer, how God sees, how and see the positives in life. The more we live in love, the more we are in prayer and faith. Deeper personal sharing. Emotions do not interfere our judgments. Accept the personalities, but do not allow them to dominate our relationships and our conversations. Laugh and appreciate tears as well. Rejoice at success and have empathy. When there is no equilibrium, we are up and down. Be open to your pain as well as change. Move towards the good. Face your thoughts and feelings in courage. Keep the self protection mechanisms down. Some avoid self knowledge because of constant work and no time. Some are in denial of their responsibility, not take the fault upon themselves. They place the pain on self and call the self ideal. Pain enlightens us. Face it, work at it, integrate it, and move on. The self image should be of respect and love. Only we can love ourselves, only then we can love others. Sincerely care for them. Too much with others or solving problems, there is no existence of self and there is no energy for self. The art of listening. No attention seekers. Pain can be very liberating. People talks of success, your response also of success, but extend congratulations and honest wishes to others. People relate their troubles, you restate the event and confirm their feelings. The same solution of the past may not work. Do not repeat the old stories. Each one's story is unique. Give attention to others in their interests, their problems, their stories, their plans, their effort. Concentrate and love and see what the other person is saying, how they are saying, what are the thoughts and feelings. Observe the non-verbal communication. As listening sharpens the sensitivity to the self and others sharpens and improves, we learn about ourselves. We become more refined and improved in our communication. If you're giving advice, it's given only when it is really needed. Rather listen, to love, to accept, in no judgment. The other is not a copy of my feelings, hopes, and dreams, but it's a unique and independent person. Pain is not suffering, but joy to serve more. Pain is needed in order to share the vulnerabilities of others. To avoid pain is to avoid life. Pain is risk to love, to trust, and to move ahead with others. There is internal immobility due to exaggerated fears, generalizations, hatred, hostility, indifference, narrow-mindedness, negativity, obsessions, pessimism, prejudices, judgments, stereotyping, and timidness. They are learned behaviors like laziness, there's no growth. If indifference is there is love, you're stronger in God. Exercise a discipline of responsibilities when you're first faced with a problem before going out of hand. Increase the simplicity, be straightforward, not pretend, be natural, gentle, serene. Find value and agreement in not planned activities. Serenity in all that you do. Simplicity in the charism. No exaggeration, status holding, controlling people, things, possessions, but balance. There are no incidentals, useless cares, fancy prayers, compulsive talk, preoccupations, but rather focus on God. Put to use God's gifts. Offer love, service to God, fidelity to your tasks, and reverence for the commonplace. For the food, say the prayers before meals. Prefer simple food. Avoid addictive drinks. sweets, coffee, or work. Sit, pause, relax, clear your mind, and then you eat in a calm, relaxed attitude. Chew slowly and leave the table before you are full. Do not overeat. Work and recreation. Do your work cheerfully and carefully with joyful goodwill. Find it enjoyable. Before a task, do relaxation exercises. If there are loud noises, odors, dim lights, deplete your energy. Remove the clutter in your room and have ventilation. Let there be flow in your work. Prepare for it, do the task, and then clean up the work. Maintain good posture, comfortable clothes because they are your second skin. Keep mind and worry free. Do not collect duplicate things. Have only one set of things. Recreation. Have a wonder, a charm for simple gifts of life, beauty, coolness, smell, hearing, mental gifts to think, dream, understand, muse, remember, love, care. Exercise with pleasure outdoors. Locate a peaceful place in the soul, free of negative feelings. Play with humor, mischief, naturalness, imagination, openness to be teased, appreciated, inner freedom. Be carefree, alert, joyful, abundant. Get wet in the rain, do a painting, have a funny cartoon, see the animals in the cloud, find a teddy bear, hug it, cherish a friend through a message, exchange desires, be open, a little comical phrase, share a song, give a flower, more love, support, and understanding. Practice virtues of humility. Keep others first. Give all your gifts to God. Serve others. Have equal importance for human beings. Undue praise and contempt, false humility leads you back from God. Rather, praise, forgive others genuinely. Fight the trials in fortitude. Daydream fantasies, too many, use up your energy. Rather, use charitable feelings and thoughts and words. Take care of your health. Health. Trial is a constant companion of our life. There is through fervor, pain should not interfere with our mission. Even though it helps us to refine our personality. When we are in severe pain, confusion of mind, then we have to go for treatment and pray. Some attitudes can be a barrier, like more suffering, more is the holiness. Health is reward of holiness. Cannot do anything, you need help. Limits our hopes, dreams, aloneness, no understanding, and we require mercy of God. We can have strange qualities in all, but that should make them more lovable. Love for waiting, holding on, decisions, no accounts, no desire to receive expensive gifts, but have endurance and strength. When you are suffering, become positive and not bitter and resentful. It sanctifies us for love of God. See God's plan and goodwill. See God in all the things of your life, especially interior darkness. All is done in life and that serves God's purpose. Focus on Christ and His humanity and say in the higher stages of prayer. Purification or cleansing beauty. Living with others helps keep our feet on the ground. By continuously reminding ourselves of one's fault, we'll knock out all illusions of self. We remind of our brokenness, humanness, woundedness, frailty, but this should not interfere with our routine or daily interactions. Lovers, haters, indifferent people, crude, courteous people, rigid, kind, sensitive, moody, obscure. Forgive, do not hold grudge. Be open. Some are dramatic, some are serious, some are sentimental, some are angry, some are joyful, some are prideful, some are emotional, some are beggars, some are merrymakers, some are suspicious, some are trustful, some are reformers, some are conformers, some are informers, some are playful. Some are insecure, some are romantic, some are task oriented, some are caregiving, some are intellectual, some are eloquent talkers, some are dynamic doers, some are headstrong, pushovers, some are dependable, some cannot accept responsibility. Genuine holiness consists getting along with all kinds of people and being compatible with one's nature. Do not criticize, judge, and be amiable, natural, and sensitive. Avoid statements like get them on their nerves. Focus on soothing traits of the person, goodness, their lovability. Do not think of waxing traits which affect you. Think before speaking, acting. Overlook a great deal. Be lenient and forgive. Introspect and laugh. Eternity is too big to hold grudges. Be gentle and patient with one's own self. Relax, take no tension. Have a easy attitude. You need the group always. Family, prayer, and interest. Initiators, there are information seekers, information givers, opinion seekers, elaborators, coordinators, originators, evaluators, energizers, encouragers, harmonizers who solve the differences, compromisers who maintain harmony by changing one's own self, gatekeepers who help in communication, standard setters who make the laws, observers who take down notes, followers who move along with others, comedians who release the tension, technicians who help in the technical matters in the group. All these people form the group. Check your weak and strong points, your defense mechanism, your mask, your nakedness. Trust your vulnerabilities. Be rooted in love. Love deep even though the pain at the surface. By pain of love, we transcend ourselves and we go to intimacy. Believe for no other reason but to believe. Real intimacy requires self disclosure. There are no masks, no retreats, but reverence and respect for the other and deep sharing moments which uplift our troubles in faith, trust, and love for the other, which is same as the love of God. Redemptive suffering. It's a mystery. Through compassion, see with God's eyes, acknowledge your pain, and do not overemphasize. There is no need of physical strength, achievements for redemptive suffering, but extent we accept our weakness and our woundedness. We cannot control life, for Jesus' love sustains us. We have to be open and sensitive to God, aware of ourselves and our fragility within ourselves and others. Saint Teresa says that we need to bear our daily pain, have concern for suffering, caregiving to the fearful and the broken. The more capacity to understand love, respect, and care, the more we pray better. We are a unique person with a specific pain. We comfort and strengthen and move on. More than words, we need a gentle touch that heals. Have compassionate prayer to offer and hold people profoundly in God. Those who are indecisive, those who hunger, those who are helpless and lonely. Have compassionate action, which is very important. Sincerely listen, follow up with people, write letters, give a phone call to inquire how they are doing. Getting along well with people is very important. Make notes of remembrance, of love, care, and concern. What are the motives of our good action? To control others and their time, or to feel noble about ourselves for sacrificing our time and energy? Can we use pity, demeaning thoughts and words, actions when working with others? Do works to relieve our own guilt, or need to be liked, to be recognized, to be accepted, or we are busy in order to avoid our pain and loneliness? What is my motive for doing a particular action? Is it Christ-centeredness or duty-bound? But I believe in loving, trusting, and hoping. Let people do things their own way, find beauty, suffer with them, and share their pain. Have a spiritual orientation, a balance, holiness, and wholeness. Speak with humor and feelings. Do not be task oriented or preoccupied with compulsive activities, intellectual projects. Be aware of your intuition, identity, quixotic insights, beauty, poetry, wonder, power of your own sexuality. Have a greater capacity for love, concern, humor, joy, appreciation, and sympathy. There is no perfect person. All lifestyles have problems. Simplicity, accept the weakness, be down to earth, be practical, approachable, and love service. Simple gifts are freely given, like patience, not irritable, listen. Same time, if it is repeated again and again, be self-forgetful, transparent and open to others. Disclose about yourself. Show non-verbal cues of communication. Have mutual self-sacrifice, loving oblation. Be youthful, do not bluff, abuse. Have proper role models. Be happy, not perfect. Do not give up, do not bore others. Make something interesting, meaningful, guide people, respect others, challenge others, empower others, include everyone, listen to everyone. Pray for the person who speaks evil against you. Let your spirituality be personal, interpersonal, social, ecological, and integrity oriented. May there be fervor and love in your devotion. Holiness is being open to God. We may think to pray in silence is not prayer, but it is wrong. At the beginner stage, discursive meditation is even with senses, intellectual knowledge, everything is understood. Mute your mind and memory and hear the Spirit of God in silence. For contemplation is receiving. Prepare well, constant awareness of God, not the fruit of our work, but the gift of God. Enter into the unknown without words and be transformed into God. Do not seek God of favors, but the God who is above all favors. Holiness is simple and for all, not only for the educated, but do not be attached to the presence of God. But remember that God is present even in the darkness and dryness of your life. Speak, Lord, I am listening. Moses and the path of perfection. Perfection is God, there is no limit, He is infinite. I can follow God and never attain Him fully. Moses in his lifetime keeps on ascending. There are three important phases of his life. Firstly, when he is in the palace for 40 years, that is the spiritual awakening. He sees the false gods of Egypt and he moves to Israel's God, Yahweh. There is material life which he enjoys. And then when he kills the Egyptian and then he is a slave, he fights the false god for a good God. So therefore, he discovers a good, true God. He feels a sense of belonging to his community and finds the purpose of his existence, his duty and his happiness, his meaning, his love and his hope for life, even through the ups and downs of lives. Then he keeps on ascending in the mountain of perfection. Secondly, he is a shepherd in the vineyard. There is solitude, quietness, and the movement of the Spirit. He follows God and gets the theophany of God. He meets God at the burning bush, in Mount Sinai in the darkness, and even sees God face to face. The burning bush is a light. He is at an early stage. God tells him to remove his sandals, remove all earthly things, be free, detached, and meet God. The burning bush symbol of the virginal birth, not lose your virginity, but save the people. The rod is Christ Himself, who is our Savior. So He becomes the liberator. Physically and spiritually, He helps the people cross the Red Sea through baptism. Egyptian soldiers, the vices die and new life is started. That is the exodus of the heart. The third stage of his life is the wilderness, where God is guiding him, talking to him, and is a friend to him, like speaks to him face to face. People are not pure of heart. There are testing times. There are no food, no water. They are frail, and there is sound of trumpets. God's voice is heard. He is spiritually ready. There is no noisy heart. 40 days and nights he prepares to meet God, and he talks to him. He wants to know him more and more. First there is light, then there is darkness. Follows the path of God. God is incomprehensible. He is not able to fully understand, because Moses' tabernacle is given to Moses by God. 10 commandments are given. The covenant, the alliance for the people to come to God's level. Moses creates the tabernacle that he saw, and when he grows spiritually, we can share in the blessings with others. Our vocation of Aaron is divine because the rod sprouts. Moses is never satisfied as God is infinite. Our earthly source satisfies at a point, but heavenly source is infinite. He keeps on pressing on towards the goal, leaving behind all to keep moving forward. Moses always intercedes for his people who are vulnerable. Moses only sees the back of God because God tells him, "You keep following me in my goodness." He contemplates the face of God, then there is infinite joy. For Christ is our rock, He is the rod, He is the hand which is stretched out on the cross. Even at the death of Moses, his eyes are not diminished. They are full of energy because he has seen the Lord. And nobody had a death more glorious than Moses.